The scam starts with a phone call.
This call is regarding to your social security number. We found some fraudulent activities under your name.
Hi, Shell Point. I'm Laura Slack, Director of Resident Life, and I'm here with Jeff Corey, Director of the Legacy. And we are here for a little public announcement, public information announcement about scams. So, Jeff, how serious are scams for our residents?
It's a real serious problem, Laura, not just for our residents, and for society in general, but we just want to make our residents aware. There's a number of things that have been happening recently. Some of the similar scams that we're hearing about that we just want to make sure our residents are aware of and make sure they don't fall prey to these sophisticated people out there that are trying to take advantage of them.
Well, give us a couple examples of some scams that maybe you're hearing about at the Legacy that maybe our residents are getting calls or emails and they don't know what to do.
Okay, well, one big one by phone is that scammers are calling people saying, you have a relative, a niece, a son, grandchild that was in an accident. And they're pretending there was an accident, that they'll put a granddaughter or someone pretending to be your granddaughter on the phone. They'll put someone pretending to be a policeman on the phone, requesting you to send cash or wire money to them, and able to get them either the medical attention they need or for some other reason. So I know a number of our residents have received that call recently. They sound very believable.
And of course you'd want to help your family member if they were in a bad situation.
Absolutely. So that's something that, if you get that call, if something happened to a family member, they want you to send money, that is a scam.
And hang up and call your family member.
Hang up and call your family member, make sure they're safe. But again,
before you would do that.
And it's happened frequently.
And then what about if someone called you and they wanted your bank account numbers or your social security numbers? Don't you think banks would have that information?
Absolutely. So again, Medicare, Social Security, your bank is not typically going to call you and request numbers. They're not going to ask you for your Social Security number. They're not going to ask you for your bank account number. Again, what I suggest is to hang up the phone, call your credit card company and see if there's a problem. Call your bank, see if there's an issue. Medicare, Social Security will never call you. They will send you a letter in the mail. So again, these are just ways to protect yourself. We're very concerned about it. And again, not only for Shell Point residents, this is happening everywhere, but especially for our residents. You may have a friend or neighbor who may mention something to you. If you think that you've been scammed, if you've given them the information, you gave them your Social Security number, then make sure you call your bank and make sure everything's okay. Again, we always talk about the credit reporting services. Again, get your credit looked at and checked frequently and make sure that there isn't anything suspicious happening on your accounts.
And it would even not just be a phone call, it could be an email or a text. So if you get a text or an email that's asking for personal information like that and it says it's your bank, they would never ever do it with a text, email, or phone call.
Absolutely. I mean, we could probably do a whole program on the internet and emails and things that you get that you shouldn't open or information you shouldn't provide. But everyone just needs to be much more careful than in days gone by.
Like stop a minute, take a breath, maybe make a phone call, ask a friend, or don't make some kind of quick decision when it comes to your personal information or bank account information, or when someone calls and says you haven't paid your taxes and you'll be arrested.
Absolutely.
All that is scams.
That's absolutely. And they've become much more sophisticated than ever before. So we just need to be mindful.
Yeah, and they're calling on cell phones now over and over with the area code.
Yep.
So it looks like you might know who the person is.
Yeah.
So Shell Point, keep all that in mind and be really, really careful. We're very concerned about you and we're very concerned about scams. And they're these very, very crafty, bad individuals that are doing this to us, not just you, to all of us, are out there. So be really, really careful and throw that piece of mail away or make a phone call to your bank before you give any personal information out.
Absolutely, or stop by the Legacy Foundation. We're always happy to help.
To help.
If you have a question or anything in that regard.
Okay, well, thanks, Jeff.